Now here's more from today's featured artist on Frank's Magic Bus.
On a Deep Purple special on Frank's Magic Bus, I'm Frank Welch. As we continue our conversation with Ian Gillan, talking about Smoke on the Water, it is an anthem of rock in the early 1970s. True story, too, about how some guy burned the place to the ground they were going to record it at in Montreux, Switzerland. They saw smoke out there on Lake Geneva on the water. And what's weird is the song was an afterthought, as we hear from Ian, on recording Machine Head. And you had talked a few minutes ago about where you record an album, and the atmosphere in which you record an album will eventually find its way on the album. What about Machine Head? Didn't you guys, when the casino burned down there, made famous in Smoke on the Water, didn't you guys do that in the hallway?
Well, it was partly in the hallway and partly in some of the bedrooms on the hotel, because we had to get separation for the sound to record it. You can't have just everything overlapping on the microphone. So, and all the equipment in the studio, well, the ballroom we were going to rehearse in, got burnt down, and so we ended up using separate bedrooms for the keyboard, the Hammond, for the guitar stack, for the bass, and for the drums. Ian Pace was, I think, in the hallway on the drums, and so just so he could hear. We didn't have any monitoring because there was hardly any equipment there. We couldn't get to the truck because it was so far away, and it was in the middle of winter, and the police were banging on the door most night. I mean, Montreux is a sleepy town in the winter. It's a summer resort and on the edge of Lake Geneva. So we were waking up the residents, and it was one hell of a job to get the album finished in time. But pressure's good sometimes.
Well, you think back at that now, the bad luck of having your where you were going to record Machine Head burned down created one of the, I always say this, as far as classic rock songs that grow each year in legend. You got Stairway to Heaven, you got Freebird, and you got Smoke on the Water, man. I mean, look what it gave you.
Yeah, exactly. Just thank God nobody was badly hurt. But really, it came out of luck as well, because at the end of the album, we were short of material. And the engineer said, man, you're still 7 minutes short of an album. And so we got the tapes out and the sound check on the first day in the hotel. And so we said, well, let's use that and write some lyrics over it, write a song over it. So that's what we did, and it ended up being the story of the making of the album. So it was kind of biographical detail in the lyrics. And so that became the 7-minute version of Smoke. And it wasn't until a year or two later when some guy from Warner Brothers was touring with us in the States, and he saw how well the song was going down with the audience, and he said, we've got to get this on the radio. So he arranged to do an edit, bring it down to 3 minutes and something, and it started getting played on the radio, and that was it, really. After that, it became quite well known.
I remember that short edit, too, that the top 40 stations in the USA would play at that time.
Yeah, wow.